Hello everyone, and welcome to our presentation on Special Formats Collection Management. My name is Stephen Hanger, and my teammate Tracy Michelle Engle and I would like to take you on a tour through 20th century nature photography, the subject of our collection. Tracy and I chose this subject because nature photography is near and dear to our hearts. Though in reviewing some of Tracy's work, I can tell you she is a much better photographer than I am. Tracy and I chose the process of selecting and ordering 60 photographs from photographers Ansel Adams, Elliot Porter, Robert Adams, and Paul Strand, who are considered pioneers in their craft. To help guide us through the selection process, we consulted with the American Library Association's selection criteria for public libraries. These criteria ask the following questions of a collection manager and make up the agenda for our presentation. Number 1, how is our subject relevant to the needs of the community? Number 2, how is our subject suitable for our audience? Number 3, how much did the photographs cost the library? And number 4, what is the historical importance of the photographs? To summarize these points, we would like to inspire our patrons using the most spectacular photographs we have ever seen to get outside now that spring is upon us and take pictures. We would also like to give you some examples of the artist's work and tell you what makes them unique. On this slide, you'll see from left to right the photographers Robert Adams, Ansel Adams, Elliot Porter, and Paul Strand. We will also give you our idea of how the photographs should be arranged. We will show you how to care for the prints, how to handle and preserve them after they are taken off exhibit, and lastly, list the references used during this project. Since our library is located in the United States, we chose to feature American photographers whose subjects are primarily, but not solely, in the contiguous U.S. Nature photography can be suitable for almost anyone, whether you are on a mountain with your digital SLR camera or walking through the park with your smartphone. There is no shortage of subjects to capture. And with free photo editing software on almost any device, you can embellish your shots to give them that near professional quality. What do all these prints cost the library? We were able to find the estimated auction price for 10 of Ansel Adams' vintage prints and 1 of Elliot Porter's from Sotheby's and Christie's, and they totaled $250,000. This accounts only for 11 of the 60 prints in our collection. So we decided modern replicas were the way to go. Just by browsing online art galleries, we saw prices range from $85 to $230. In speaking of Ansel Adams, the National Park Service stated, "One of the most important legacies of Adams is the way in which his photographs contributed to the American conservation movement. His technical expertise and the undeniable beauty of his work paved the way for photography to be exhibited beside traditional painting and portraiture in national galleries. These portfolios that Adams published gained worldwide recognition and made America famous for its special public lands." In Art de Vivre, Kobayashi writes, Ansel Adams is known as the photographer, excuse me, Ansel Adams is known as the father of landscape photography. So it is no surprise that numerous modern photographers have drawn inspiration from his iconic work and innovative techniques, each contributing their unique perspective to the medium. You will notice on the right-hand side of the slide some details about the photograph. The naming conventions follow such guidelines as the LC-NAF, which stands for the Library of Congress Name Authority File, and the AAT, which stands for the Art and Architecture Thesaurus. These conventions help with searching for the information object, in this case a photograph, in databases and on the web. In her book, Ansel Adams, A Biography, Mary Street Allender writes, "For many, Moonrise Hernandez, New Mexico is the greatest photograph ever made. Step into the picture. 1. You are standing on the shoulder of Highway 84, a 2-lane blacktop some 30 miles from Santa Fe. Under the last light of day, you see the village of Hernandez. Nestled along the tree-lined banks of the Rio Chama, flowing down to meet the Rio Grande, rough bushes of sage cover the ground. Burning pinon drifts its warm, woodsy aroma from chimneys. Across the river, in the distance, stands the church of neighboring San Juan Pueblo. The great vault of the sky places Hernandez in appropriate perspective, conveying its relative insignificance. Even the snow-capped Trucas Mountains only serve to punctuate the meeting of heaven and earth. A broad brushstroke of brilliant white clouds spans the horizon, while just above, the waxing moon looks down with wide open eyes. You realize that the night is velvety black, and yet you can see village, graveyard, church, and sagebrush. Every object seems to reflect the silvery light of the waxing gibbous moon, 2 days shy of full. Through moonrise, the viewer stands beyond mankind to witness humanity's reach for the stars, for redemption, for the eternal." The Amon Carter Museum, where most of Porter's works reside, said in his biography, although he had previously photographed in black and white, in 1939 Porter took up color to create more accurate photographs of birds. Soon he added other woodland subjects to his repertoire and became the first established artist photographer to commit to exploring the natural world almost exclusively in color. In Earth magazine, Brown writes, Elliott Porter was undoubtedly a central figure in the rise of color photography, but his work within the conservation space was equally influential. While Porter and Adams were contemporaries, born a year apart, their styles are quite different. Adams photographed enormous landscapes in black and white. Porter photographed more intimate scenes in color. In the foreword to James Glick's book, Nature's Chaos, Porter writes, "To most people, I am sure the beauty of nature means such features as the flowers of spring, autumn foliage, mountain landscapes, and other similar aspects. That they are beautiful is indisputable, yet they are not all that is beautiful about nature. They are the peaks and summits of nature's greatest displays, but underlying and supporting these brilliant displays are slow, quiet processes that pass almost unnoticed from season to season. Unnoticed, that is, by those who think that the beauty in nature is all in its gaudy displays. Yet how much of is missed if we have eyes only for the bright colors? Nature should be viewed without distinction. All her beauty possesses and evolutions are beautiful or ugly to the unbiased and undiscriminating observer. She makes no choice herself. Everything that happens has equal significance. Withering follows blooming, death follows growth, decay follows death, and life follows decay in a wonderful, complicated, endless web, the surface beauties of which are manifest to a point of view unattached to vulgar, restricting concepts of what constitutes beauty in nature.